What is good, Internet? My name is JB. We have ourselves the Freezing Rush Part 2 balance patch that I believe is going to be going live in just a couple of hours, so at like 2 a.m. Central Time, so midnight Pacific in the US. So this is the Japanese version, so if some stuff gets lost in translation, my apologies, but we got some changes. Hopefully there is some significant stuff other than these four Pokemon, which we have Blissey, Azu, Greedent, and Lapras as our featured Pokemon here. I'm hoping we get some nerfs rather than just some buffs to these characters because, well, I don't know. We need some nerfs. We need Mimikyu needs to be nerfed, Darkrai needs to be nerfed, Armor, CERULEDGE. Those four Pokemon need nerfed, Pikachu. Oh man, there's a lot of stuff that needs nerfed. But for getting some buffs, hopefully these are at least somewhat good. Let's go ahead and go over them. Like I said, this should be live in about 2.5 hours. So Lapras had its defenses, it looks like it's going to get some increases to those, and its basic attack is now going to heal 3% of max HP, which I guess is okay. Bubble is getting a shield increase, so I'm guessing that's going to be Bubble Beam because it has Whirlpool and Ice Shard first, so I'm guessing Bubble Beam gets a big thing there, and then Parasong is going to get a 15% damage increase. Okay, so a little bit of survivability and a little bit of damage buff, and I'm here for that. Lapras needed a little bit of love, and this doesn't seem like too crazy, but I'm cool with a little bit of that. We have Blissey, Guardian of the Mystery, shield amount increase. Okay, so this is just the same thing it looks like they've been doing forever on Blissey, so that's going to be Helping Hand or Safeguard, whichever one. Yeah, it's going to be Safeguard getting a shield increase by 15%. They keep doing this sort of back and forth with Blissey, and it does absolutely nothing. And then Tadashi's cooldown is effect decrease. I'm guessing that's Helping Hand, which, sure. Why do we keep doing it? Like, it feels like every 6 months they buff this build and then nerf this build in the exact same two ways. How about you just leave this build where it is? It's not bad. Like, the thing about this build isn't that it's like it's not, good at what it does. It's going to be good at what it does. It was good at what it does before this. The fact is, eggs will just always be better. How about we just maybe nerf eggs? You don't even need to nerf eggs. You don't need to change Blissey. This is a meaningless change in my mind. In fact, it might make some characters better. Like it'll do the thing where it always makes auto attackers a little bit more annoying, but I don't know. All it's going to lead to is every single Blissey in your game playing Safeguard, which is hilarious because you won't ever see a Blissey in your game because, well, it's a supporter. All right, so we have Greedent getting some love finally, so it looks like we got ourselves a Bullet Seed cooldown buff. Half a second does absolutely nothing. Belch had its damage increased by 12% and its slowdown effect increased by a ton. Oh my god. All right, once, which is going to be Covet, getting a cooldown increase, and its Unite move also getting a cooldown decrease. So mostly cooldown buffs to Greedent, but also a huge buff to Belch. I'm not a huge Belch fan personally. I'm much more of a Bullet Seed fan. It's just easier for my peanut brain to play, but I mean, Belch is going to be a little bit stronger now, so that's kind of cool, I guess. We have Azumarill getting a special defense buff. Fantastic. Whirlpool getting 1 second off its cooldown, and its Unite move getting a little bit of a shield. This might be the single worst buff I've ever seen. Wow. This might be the most irrelevant changes to a character in the history of this game. What does this do? Yeah, you have a little bit more special defense. This character was already squishy as hell. This isn't going to do anything. Whirlpool, 1 second cooldown, does absolutely nothing. 1.5% of its HP on its Unite move. Whoop-de-doo. This is the most non-buff buff of all time. This is absolute garbage. Terrible, terrible buff. Does absolutely nothing. Zacian Holy Sword. It's going to be Sacred Sword probably. Getting a nerf. So its increased attack effect dropped down. Ignore defense effect nerfed. And its slowdown effect nerfed. So some nerfs to Sacred Sword. Cool. I never see Zacian in my games. I know it's really good. Has a really high win rate, but I never see it. So there's that. B2X getting a nerf. So Psycho Break, whichever one that is. Could be Psy Shock, could be Psy Strike. Could also be its Unite move. I don't know. But it's got a damage reduction by 10%. So the damage reduction that the move gives, which I believe actually was Psy Strike, I believe. gives you a defense reduction. Either way, cool. Charge beam nerfs, electro drift nerfs, and parabolic charge cooldown nerf. So, yeah, some reasonable nerfs to Miraidon. I'm okay with all that. Damage to the boosted versions of both charge beam and electro drift getting nerfed. That's cool. That's fine. Those are fair. Oh, Godbird. That's just funny. Wait time got decreased, so that's probably what I don't know which one of its abilities that is. I couldn't tell you. The Unite move got a, is that a I just get more familiar with Ho's Unite move, and seems to revive is effectively used to have increased, so we have adjusted the frequency so it can be used downwards. So you get its Unite move less often. Here's a little secret for you guys. Ho-Oh's Unite move isn't good, so that's fine. Fire Whirlpool, that's going to be Fire Spin, which is by far the best part of Ho-Oh's kit. Got a cooldown increase, a damage decrease, and a shield decrease. Wow, they gutted that move. That sucks. And then Godbird, I would assume that's going to be Sky Attack. If I had to guess, that would be Sky Attack. Getting a cooldown there, who cares? It's a half a second. Glaceon buffs. What are we? What are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. Why? 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 I have no words for this. Why? What are we doing? What are we doing? This is terrible. This is awful. Icicle Spear, I'm guessing that is. Damage increased by 8%. Freeze Dry, damage increased by 8%. Defense increases. You could have just left it alone at the defense increases. Why are we buffing Glaceon's damage again? For the 100th time. We've been through the same fucking song and dance. Like with Blissey. I'm sorry I'm getting a little bit angry here, but we've been through the same song and dance where Glaceon will be perfectly fine, like it is right now. It is perfectly fine. Who cares if its win rate is a little bit low? The character is inherently good. Its win rate is low because of all the other insanely broken things in the game. It's not because Glaceon is bad. It's because it gets hard countered by Pikachu and, you know, everything in the game. Darkrai, freaking CERULEDGE, being able to go completely invulnerable. Mimikyu, being able to go completely invincible. Like, those are the things that make Glaceon's win rate low. The best characters in the game hard counter it. Why are we buffing its damage again when we've seen this time and time again? After we buff Glaceon's damage, it becomes the absolute best Pokemon in the game when we do this. We have a history of making this character broken time and time again, and we're buffing it again. What are we doing? Oh my god. And we're buffing another Eevee because why not? Psyshock and whatever that other move is, Miraidon. Okay, that's probably Future Sight if I had to guess, because that move gets played less. So, and then Psyshock, the defense increases. I mean, this is fine. Espeon was whatever. It's a decent Pokemon. Buffs, I guess. Sure, why not? Pikachu. All right, there we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. This is actually good. I'm okay with this now. So Electro Ball gets a 5% damage reduction and a half-second increase to its cooldown. All right, Thunder gets a damage reduction. No one's playing Thunder. And then Unite Move gets an 8% damage reduction. That actually feels significant. That is a big nerf. I like that. This is good. Electro Ball, irrelevant. Thunder, mostly irrelevant. But the Unite Move nerf, that's good. That's good. Now maybe lower its cooldown some while you're at it. That'd be pretty cool. But we stand the damage nerf. So we got a couple more. Gardevoir getting some buffs. All right, sure. This character is going to be insane. It was already really good. So that is going to be Future Sight because it's Miraidon, and then Psyshock again, or yeah, Psyshock. Yeah, this character gets Psyshock. Getting damage increases, and then Psychokinesis, special defense reduction. So is that just going to be Psychic? Or yeah, it's going to be. I'm assuming that's just Psychic. Getting a special that move has special defense reduction, and it gets a 5% increase. Gardevoir was already insane. Didn't really need this buff, but sure, why not? Mewtwo Y getting a buff. Excuse me? I mean, to be fair, this character, I never see this character, but Psyshock getting a Future Sight getting itself a another buff. So a 10% slowdown effect and a second and a half off its cooldown. Self renewal is going to be recovery, getting a 1 second off its cooldown and 10% increase to its recovery. And then plus also gets a further 10%, and then teleport gets a cooldown buff. All right, mostly cooldown buffs. Pretty much all cooldown. I mean, this recover, who really cares? Like 10% increase on recovery. That's not that relevant. The main thing here is like the Future Sight, like slowdown is like the only actual buff it got. So it's not that. Oh, this is also insane. Normal attack increase per level, 20% increase. Okay, all right, sure. That doesn't seem like a good idea, but whatever. Here we go. Thank God. All right. So Bitterblade getting some massive damage reductions. So from 19% to 10%. So just overall damage reduction scaling throughout the games. That's good. Or Shadow Sword of the Heart. That might be its. I'm assuming that's got to be its. That's got to be Bitterblade. That has to be. I would assume. Maybe that's its passive. I don't know. Psycho Cut getting a damage nerf as well, and then Ghost Drive is going to be Psycho or the Phantom Force. It's Phantom Force or Shadow Snake, whichever one it is. That one getting a damage decrease by 15% as well as a second on its cooldown. That's fine. I like the recovery. Yeah, that is going to be Bitterblade, the recovery nerf. So yeah. Okay, some nice nerfs to Bitterblade's healing. That's cool. Psycho Cut, I mean, didn't really need nerfed, but I'm glad it did. I mean, it actually is a good thing they're nerfing it because Psycho Cut wasn't a bad build by any means. It's just Bitterblade was so broken. So nerfing Bitterblade does make sense. And then Ghost Drive, gonna be whichever Phantom Force, I think it is, but I can never remember if it's Phantom Force or Shadow Snake. They're the same fucking move. But yeah, that's cool. A little bit of a nerf there. And then we got this guy getting another nerf as well. Armarouge, nice. So Armor Cannon getting a 10% damage reduction and a cooldown nerf. Psyshock getting a special defense ignored stat. So it goes from 50% special defense ignored to 35%. That's significant. And then Fire Spin gets a 20% reduction to its damage and a 25% reduction to its shield. So they buffed the crap out of it. It became a little bit broken. It was already really good. So these are just kind of moving it more in line. So maybe the previous nerfs in this character will actually be, where it should be. All right, this patch is kind of turning around a little bit, fixing an issue where the defense and special defense, a level 7-8 Blastoise are lower than intended after the balance impact. That, you know what? Yeah. That makes a lot of sense because I have been trying to play a little bit of Blastoise and I felt unbelievably squishy. That checks out. And then for Machamp's Infight Plus, the submission maybe, I don't know. Did not increase the damage of opponents' status abnormalities. So some bug fixes. So overall, not a great patch. I do like these last three things: the Pikachu nerf, the Armarouge, and CERULEDGE nerfs. I'm here for that. Need a Darkrai nerf. That character is just going to run crazy. Obviously, if you can't tell, I'm not happy about this. Like, this is the obvious winner of the patch. I don't know why we need to keep buffing Glaceon. Espeon's going to be really good. Gardevoir is going to be really good. All these characters are already really good. Just like I talked about, these characters were just, better. But getting some nerfs there, I think CERULEDGE is still going to be pretty decent. Not so sure about Armarouge. Some nerfs to the EX guys is cool. This is the worst buff of all time. And this is just going to tilt you because you're not going to have eggs when you do have a Blissey. Overall, it got better as we went on, but I don't love it. Because I know we're going to be in a Glaceon meta, and there's nothing less fun than a Glaceon doing all of your HP from half a map away without having to aim. So if you're excited for a Glaceon meta, I guess drop a like on the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be here tomorrow with probably something for this patch. Hopefully it's fun. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see y'all later. Take it easy.